So here's my general consensus on Moonknight. My apologies for getting this out as late as I have. Life and work unfortunately really got in the way and I had to focus on those things for a little while. And also it was a lot to process with this show. I think it's probably the best show so far to come out of the MCU, at least the ones that I've seen. I really like Loki, WandaVision, and my favorite to this day as far as a streaming series goes is Falcon and Winter Soldier. But this show is on a whole nother level. Once episode 2 started coming in, we start to learn more about this character Moonknight. 2 personalities, later revealed to be 3, all possessed by the god Khonshu, who's using this guy as his avatar in order to accomplish his mission. Mark Spector is a mercenary who has a very troubled past, being involved in certain special forces missions and is very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, while Stephen Grant is a gift shop employee in London and is later revealed to be the form of escapism for Mark when he suffered considerable physical abuse from his own mother. Due to him being possessed by Khonshu, it caused certain alienation with certain people, like his wife. Layla, who was fully aware of his situation, he pushed her away because he was afraid that Khonshu was going to want to possess her as his avatar. Arthur Harrow, played by Ethan Hawke, was also an avatar for Khonshu, and his reasons for being a villain are actually reasonable and logical, even though the way he's going about it is bad. He's able to predict Khonshu's every move since he knows exactly what Mark or Steven are going to do in certain situations, although it provides some really unique and very interesting and tastefully done scenarios. When Steven allows the Moonknight persona to take control of him, he comes off in this form of getup that looks like a mixture between Vision and Deadpool, and the British humor that he puts out. It's a little cringe-inducing at first, but after a while I found it to be kind of funny. Mark Spector is Oscar Isaac from the sequel trilogy as Poe Dameron. But that being said though, he is a really solid actor to have around. I really hope that we get to see more of him in the future going forward with the other Avengers team-up films that they got for Secret Wars and whatnot. There's all kinds of stuff that they could do with him, and I hope that they don't miss out on those opportunities. The thing that I really like about the show the most is that we learn about these characters as the show progresses, that it trusts the audience enough to be patient and wait for the answers as they come. It doesn't do a whole big information dump in one episode and move on to the next obstacle, which I think a show like this would be really tempted to do since maybe certain people don't have certain patience for that kind of stuff. Me, I was okay with it, and it left me something to look forward to every week. Probably the other biggest compliment is that this show gets progressively weirder and zanier by the episode. Like when Mark gets shot and dumped into that pool and he wakes up in a psych ward where Arthur Harrow is talking to him like he's gone absolutely crazy. And it made me think for a second, wait, is this really what's going on here? Is this all in his head? And when that episode ends, we get introduced to the goddess Taweret. I really tried with that name. I really did. A big, giant hippopotamus-headed woman. When that happened, I said, and I thought that this show could not get any more bizarre. Marvel is known to embrace the weirdness in the past, but this show, in many ways, takes the cake. It is right up there. But that also leads to probably the most heartfelt aspect of the show by far, is when she tries to determine if these people's hearts are in balance. They're ultimately in balance because of Mark's repressed memories of his mother abusing him when he was a child. When he was a kid, he had a younger brother who his mom favored over him, and when they went into this nearby cave, the water started to rise, causing the younger brother to drown, and as a result of her distraught behavior, came in with a belt, and as you'd expect, it all went downhill from there. But as a result of the abuse from his mom, Steve Grant was created based on certain adventure movies that he would watch as a kid, and he would use that as a form of escapism. His father was unfortunately the codependent parent and refused to put his foot down and leave her, therefore causing Mark a lot of emotional damage. And he refused to attend her funeral service, the Shiva tradition in the Jewish faith, which caused him to go even more in a downward spiral, leading to this great moment, which, I'm gonna say it, I think it's Marvel's Good Will Hunting moment.
I shouldn't have brought him in that cave. I shouldn't have brought him in the cave.
Hey. You were just a child. It wasn't your fault.
Further proof in my book that the MCU is more than just fun popcorn entertainment. It's about the characters and the emotional journeys that they experience. There's a lot more that I could talk about, like Khonshu's final battle with the one goddess, or Layla becoming the avatar of Taweret, where she gets the golden wings. There's better people to go in depth on that kind of stuff, because I'm not familiar with the character in the slightest, other than what I've seen here and in Web of Shadows. But the biggest thing that I really want to know, and I think I already know the answer to this, and maybe other people have talked about it, we see that there's another personality that's inhabiting Mark. Jake Lockley. Now, whenever he gets into certain situations, he starts to black out, and when he comes to, people are either killed or severely injured, and it makes us, the audience, go, what just happened here? And Khonshu supposedly knows about this third personality and has Jake murder Arthur Harrow in the limo in the mid-credit scene. And I think this personality was a result of Mark's anger towards his mother and probably the person that killed her. If that's not what happened, I'd be really shocked. But we'll see though. Also, there's not really that many big MCU references or Easter eggs. There's maybe a couple subtle ones about the certain government organizations that sprung up in the wake of Thanos' snap. And I'm sure there's going to be some people that would say that's the big reason why they love the series, is because there's no big overt MCU connections. Inevitably, there's going to be in some way, shape, or form a connection to the broader MCU universe. That kind of stuff is almost a necessity at this point, because you have to acknowledge to the audience that this does exist in the same universe as Iron Man or Captain America. Otherwise, it wouldn't really look like it fit in anywhere. So yeah, I really like what we've seen so far in Moon Knight. I really hope that we get a season 2 at some point down the line, and if anything, this helps Oscar Isaac move far, far away from what he did as Apocalypse in the X-Men. If anyone has seen that meme of the two versions of Oscar Isaac reacting to Apocalypse, that's hilarious. Those are my thoughts on the show. Comment below and tell me what your thoughts are. Love it, like it, think it's alright, or do you hate it? And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.